Next fight, we got the return of Joanne Wood taking on Luana Carolina. And I say the return of Joanne Wood, but it's actually Luana Carolina who has had a little bit of a longer layoff. But Joanne Wood, she's been a fan favorite for a long time, but she's been up and down in the UFC. She's coming back after 11 months away from competition, and the break was probably not a bad idea. She had lost 3 fights in a row, and she had a lot of stuff going on outside the cage before a couple of her fights. She got married and things like that, and I think now she's more in fight mode, and she was finishing the first round in her last 2 fights, but in retrospect, when you look at the losses, it came against Tyler Santos and Alexa Grasso, two of the baddest women in the division. One of them is the champion, so definitely not two losses that are that bad, but she needs a victory here. She's 37, obviously, like I just said, 3 losses in a row in the twilight of her career, and if she wants to end it on her terms, then this is a fight that she probably has to win. She's been in the gym training hard since the start of the year. She's in good shape, and she should be hyped to be fighting in the UK again. So hopefully those things on top of a step down in competition can bring out that vintage JoJo. But Luana Carolina, she's coming off a devastating knockout loss, but she's facing one of the bigger names in the division. And this is going to be the second fight in a row for Carolina in England. She's getting a chance to right the wrong, come back stronger than she did against Molly McCann. And Carolina is 3-2 in the UFC. Even though she isn't a big name, she's done fairly well. She's been tasked with fighting some of the better fighters in the division, and she got some okay wins. She beat Priscilla Cachoeira. She beat Lupita Godinez. But let's see how she looks on Saturday. I mean, like I said, she's coming off a devastating knockout where she got spinning back elbow KO'd, and it's been over a year. But she's only 29, and I expect her to look pretty similar. And she's very long, lanky Carolina, a Muay Thai fighter. On the feet, she stands tall. She's hittable, but she's tough, aggressive, high volume. Tends to start fights slow, but once she gets going, she'll let go with a lot of nice kicks, with both legs. She has nice leg kicks, front kicks, round kicks, and she has very nice knees. Her hands aren't that good, but with her links, she can sometimes get some pull counters in there and mix in some elbows. And she is good in the clinch. She'll land some knees, elbows, but she easily can be taken down from there, and she can be held against the cage. Her striking overall is really not that good. If you get inside on her, you could touch her chin, and she loves to fight, though. She brings it, and you have to take her out to get her to stop coming forward. She'll continue to make fights wars if she has to, and she tried to turn it up in that third round when she was down 2-0 against McCann. I don't know if she's going to have that same fearlessness coming off of a knockout loss, but traditionally that's how she's fought. And her wild and aggressive nature does lend herself to overextending. Her takedown defense when she falls into the clinch or a fighter shooting on her is not good. And her grappling is pretty unimpressive. She can pose some problems with her length. Her long legs have created some scrambles, gotten her some submission attempts, but she only has one submission win in her career. And Joanne Wood, whenever she loses, more often than not, it's by first round submission. And I really don't think Carolina has that in her arsenal. Carolina's going to have to try to use her cardio, youthfulness, make it a war, attack the body, and try to open up a knee or head kick that potentially could finish the fight. Honestly, though, stylistically, I think JoJo's a better kicker, better striker, and better clinch fighter, as well as a better wrestler. So, really, I think it's a tough fight for Carolina. But with Joanne, she's a great striker. When she comes in on point, she's super active with her distance control, her kicks. She has nice inside-outside leg kicks, oblique kicks, very nice fast round kicks, front kicks to the body, which I think could be a big factor in this fight. She also throws some snappy high kicks, and she's known for her trademark spinning kick, spinning back fist, and nice left hook, good 3-2 combinations. Her jab isn't bad. She has nasty elbows, and I think she's really improved her boxing. I think in boxing range she's going to have a sizable advantage. She definitely has the faster, superior hands, and I just think she sets things up better than Carolina with her punches and her kicks, her feints. And if she stays sharp defensively, blocks those high kicks, and I think she's going to have a pretty good night if it stays on the feet. And she's worked really hard in her wrestling and her grappling, but it's still been her Achilles heel. She's always had a good clinch game, and that's a big factor here. Whichever girl I think can do better in the clinch is going to come away with a more comprehensive victory. As far as wrestling goes, I think Wood is way better. I think she catches kicks and gets takedowns that way well. She has good body locks, and on top she's more of a control girl, and she has been submitted in her last 2 fights and quite a few of her UFC fights. So she does have some issues with either getting hurt and getting submitted where she gives her back like her last fight, or getting submitted when she's on top in her opponent's full guard. But I think that Wood probably could get on top and control and smother Carolina. We've seen her do it to other girls like Ariane Lipsky, and I just think she's going to have the grappling edge as well. Unless she falls asleep and falls victim to another submission loss, then I just don't see how Carolina's going to really do much on the ground. Cardio-wise, I think Wood always comes in with good cardio, and like I said, I just think it's a tough fight for Carolina. If it weren't for the age difference, I think Wood would be a pretty big favorite. She's going to target the body. I think she could possibly hurt Carolina with some body kicks, and she also has the better hands. If Carolina falls in the clinch, I think Wood will get the better of it there. I think she could even catch some kicks of Carolina, get on top, and control the fight if it starts to get a little kinetic. And she's never one to back down. If it becomes a dogfight, she tends to thrive in those type of situations, and she's never been finished in 23 fights by strikes. And I just see her taking a decision here. I just think she's going to be the veteran. She's going to be more classic, composed fighter. And Carolina's a scrapper, but skill-wise, I think Wood is a lot better. I think Wood has the better fight IQ experience edge. And I think she could maybe get the TKO, but I'm going to go with the decision win for Joanne Wood.